on his Grok, needs to make the most out of it. But even more so, you are now up against a Valentina, which now you're wondering which ultimate is she going to end up with. Is it Tech Charge? Is it Feathered Airstrike? The Valentina changes the dynamic of the team fighting a lot because now Dfyg will have to readjust every time based on what ultimate Sans gets.
And there are just so many good ones, right? Like we talked about it already. Just basically just great impactful ultimates. So Sans, obviously he's gonna be able to utilize his crazy antics here. Gonna make very strong plays. But Dfyg, decent pressure. First blood going over the Super Ken.
Might have been a little bit too eager and too early for Kiboy to go for a full check there. Now leaving Kyrie a little bit susceptible. Getting poked down by Dfyg. Little Wanderer will go to Dianfengyaoguai.
And that's going to get a much-needed boost of experience for Super Ken, especially considering that Kyrie is going to have to slow that. What the heck? Out of nowhere, Super Ken again catching another one. That's 2 kills on the Lancelot and another assist. Ioni going to get that one.
What is happening to Kiboy and Sans? They are slipping very early on. I think they're getting punished a lot by the micro crowd control that a Grok can dish out through the Mighty Swing, the Rampart as well, messing up their exits. The fact that Super Ken is actually committing a lot into being able here to join the fights. The good thing is they delayed Super Ken somewhat in terms of the farm in the jungle, but not in the XP, because at the end of the day, they gave kills. That's 2 kills to Super Ken. Even if his farm rotation got delayed a bit, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Even the assist, right? Like, he didn't get that last kill as well. It went to Yon, but the assist XP is also giving. So, right now, surprisingly, 1.2k gold lead here for Dianfengyaoguai at 2 minutes. Not something you see every day.
No!
And now, again, another... what the heck? Where are these kills coming from?
It's Zed and Ye1 reading the rotations of Onic perfectly.
Oh, that is beautiful. And now a flicker or Landshaker here for Mlbb. Gonna serve him very well because the backline will get quite easily disposed of here by Onic. And now even Kyrie can have a lot of control on that hurdle. Zed, no tech charge yet, means it's also easy pickings for this guy, Kings. And look at that. Just like that, the gold is swinging pretty good for Onic.
Terrific counter by Onic, and I don't know where Long was actually tossing his SOD. He threw it out of that fight, but it hovered and flew past the purple buff area of Onyx. I don't know what he was aiming for. He was aiming for an earlier fight, trying to take Kyrie. Maybe he was left behind, but he could have just thrown it in the center of the fight instead. And now all of the early kills that Dfyg got might just get thrown down the drain, as Onic, just like that, has taken control of the center of the map despite the early deaths onto Kiboy, Sans, and Skylar.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking up, right? This mid trio just so crazy. You give him an inch and they'll take a mile. And so far, it has been proven that they are so good at stopping really strong aggression. They're proving that here right now as well. We got some pretty good next few seconds here of breathing room, but Ione, you know what? Says, I'm going to be able to dash on out of there. That's a pretty good wild charge or tech charge, but actually kind of killed the attacker, or killed the caster here for Sans.
Yeah. Sans goes out. Super Ken caught out though, needs to be careful.
Oh, goodness, there you go. Super Ken again, way too deep. Somehow getting caught in one at a time. Well up against Free. I'm not sure if this Phobius is going to be long for the world. And that's going to be more kills going over to Onic. We are even on gold.
Dfyg getting sloppy. Vel, it only would have made sense for Vel to be able to do that if Ye1 was a little bit closer. But at that point, he knew his mage was up top. He shouldn't have committed it. And now Zed is forced to use the flicker, is forced to go back. Kiboy, Sans, and Kyrie have definitely taken control of the river, and just like that, the Dfyg now are scrambling. They're getting out-rotated. They are losing their footing in terms of where to go next. They are lost.
And Mlbb just preemptively flickering with the Landshaker as well, giving so much stonks to Onic. Because of that, they actually might just chunk away at this tower. And now even Zed can't really escape anymore. The fangs of Onic Indonesia playing so well around that tower, even under it. Mlbb itching to go again. This time around, they're going to take it slow, but Onic has secured a pretty sizable lead.
It's tough to find an opening for Dfyg. Long struggling to get a dominant lane against Skylar. He's just getting managed. Essentially, the gold lane got dead laned as if it was the EXP. Zed getting taken down in succession. Vel as well. E1 just built his glowing wand, although not that far off in terms of the gold compared to the Valentina. Problem is, it's just that every rotation that Dfyg wants to do, Onic has already become one step ahead. When in the first 3 minutes, it was the other way around. But again, they slipped. They lost their discipline. They overheated. Supercan getting way too far in the purple buff. It's rough right now. But Onyx showing why they are the kings that they are.
That is true. That's actually this is the fastest I've seen any team overheat. Like right after like the early game dominance that you showed, now the early just falling apart one stone at a time, especially for these turrets. Now that's gonna be more gold in the coffers of Onic Indonesia here. Basically getting so much space, they don't mind just walking into these bushes willy-nilly. They know they can burst down whoever they catch. They're doing bad here. Oh my goodness, look at that snipe from Kyrie as well, putting long into half. Just shows you how far ahead Onic actually are in this game.
Yeah. Dfyg cannot contest for this turtle. It's going to be too risky. You see again what we were talking about, how the dynamic has changed now with the Valentina. I think majority of the time, though, it is the tectonic charge that Sans is stealing away. Mlbb gets spotted out by Vel. Can Super can finish him off? And the answer is yes, a shutdown onto Mlbb. But Onic definitely still are in the lead and in control.
For sure. Mlbb again biting off more than he can chew. That's just par for the course. Feels like you can actually just keep doing that, and again, the punish is going to be very small, if any, for Onic. And look at this. Again, even Zed, as a Grok, just has a hard time checking these bushes, man. Sans is such a big threat, especially now that he is holding on to that tech charge for a majority of this game.
Now Super Ken is on duty to clear this up. It's a 4-1 split. They're trying to take down the turret up top, but Skylar's just holding, and Dfyg know that there's a high risk of them just getting rotated into. That's why they left Vel in the pixel bush in the river to get the information of the eventual rotation of Onic up top, and Dfyg decided to back off.
Yeah, they actually just have to back off here. This Mlbb decides to go for the bravest fighter. There's really not much they can do about it, except maybe throw in Zed with the wild charge or the tech charge. But now look at that. They're gonna have to use it defensively, just like I mentioned. This time, Vel tried to go for a re-engage. I don't know if that's wise. Mlbb on the side, already used up the bravest fighter. There's a knockup. There's going to be a big cancel as well onto that. And not even the Phobias can actually withstand that kind of onslaught coming in from Onic.
Sans' tech charges have been great recently. They weren't able to get the kill there, but that was a perfect entry. Kiboy goes in with AOG.
Huge AOG. Again, Yone just cannot do anything on this Farsa. So many cancels that are threatening him. Long casting the SOD will be hitting the target. Even with the assist on that turret, will actually not get the kill. Although there are going to be two. Mlbb and Sans going to be falling. Kiboy might be in trouble as well. He doesn't really have the AOG to escape. Casting it already. And now Skylar and Kyrie are all alone on the map. Unstoppable is going to be Kyrie. He's going to get chased down by Vel. I don't know if it's going to be within range, but he is trying. He's making the beeline for the bush and for the base. And that is going to be a pretty even trade in my eyes. But that is a lot of breathing room being bought by Dianfengyaoguai.
Just a sliver of health. The killing spree talent keeping Kyrie alive. Traceless at the right time. Retribution utilized as well to just get a little bit more movement speed, and he gets on out of there. Onic now have advantage for this Lord. Dfyg, though, still putting up a fight and opening up the map. But the headline that they need to watch out for, Kyrie is 5-0-4. Deathless yet. This Yi Sun Shin has been way too difficult to catch with a zone out from Mlbb, Sans, Skylar, and Kiboy.
And it's going to be even more difficult locking in that BOD. So Kyrie's going to have just a crap ton of damage. And they're going to have a hard time stopping that or slowing him down. Again, Zed is going to be super crucial in doing that, right? Tech charge in the right place could slow it down. But knock up on the Lord actually might be detrimental to Visgrok. Instead, Mlbb chasing him up and even preempting that Landshaker. And that is going to be multiple members of Dfyg just down for the count. We're actually going to get slowed down here. Bell trying to fight back even a little, but I don't think it's going to root or get a fruit to anything.
Cross-map kills. Onic are now just styling on Dfyg, and Onic will be able to get this Lord without any contention. A little bit of a question as to why Zed didn't just use the tectonic charge right on the wall beside him. Instead, he was trying to use it as a means to escape. He would not have escaped out of there. At least if he used the tech charge on the wall, he would have gotten some damage, knock up, crowd control that Vil might actually have been able to get away.
I think that might have been just like muscle memory for him.
Oh!
Usually you want to go... Oh my goodness!
1v1.
Oh, again, just underestimating the damage of Kyrie at this point is a fatal mistake. And they do it right there on the top side with a Lord walking on top side as well.
Well, the Dfyg have put on a fight. 9-13, but at this point, it is definitely Onyx time to just take control and end it with this push. They're trying their best, Dfyg, to keep them at bay.
Keeping him at bay is going to be priority number one for sure. You're going to have to wall on out of there. Luckily for them, it's a pretty early Lord. Can actually get removed by the Holy Defense here. But then again, you're going to have to face the full might of Onic at this point. Mlbb already using the Bravest Fighter quite early on and casting the stun straight into the Farsa. Might just be problematic. Yone now having some pretty free salvos, but look at that. Zed gonna have to force a flicker on out of there. Longdo gonna be able to take out Kiboy. They bought a lot of time, but their inhibitor turret on top side will fall.
Ooh, SOD just a little bit early, almost hitting Kyrie there. He might have actually tried to go for it, but Kyrie would have gotten the traceless to actually get past the wall, and Long would have just been in trouble of just getting taken down by Mlbb, who was escorting Kyrie out. So even if that hit, it still would have been too risky for Long to try and take. 7,000 plus is the gold lead now, favoring Onic as the Dfyg continues to scramble to find a turnaround. They do have a lot of items and gold already up onto that Moskov. The Trinity on the way to building what could most likely be the Malefic gun. Vel needs to be careful.
But again, straight into the big brunt of this whole composition. And using your tech charge into nothing, basically giving Sans such a good ultimate. He's actually using it a lot better than the Grok itself. That's 2 down for Dfyg, and Super Ken actually might just follow shortly. And there you go. Dfyg just might fizzle out. It's just Long and Yone left on the map to defend. And they have a few minion waves to clear here. Onic gonna make sure that they can't touch or actually can't get within reach. Yone the sacrificial lamb to try to get some space here. And Kiboy actually will fall. Don't know if that's gonna be enough. Zed is gonna be up here just in the nick of time. But again, just way too late to the party. It's still gonna be Onic at the end of the day with the win in this series.
Yeah.